Okay. So I welcome all my students in tonight's class. It's going to be a very, very fun-filled class. Ovarian carcinoma is a huge, huge topic. It's like, I think, 50-page or more of a topic in Novax. Plus, it's, see, the headings are definitely there, but it's so patchy and so distributed everywhere, especially in the major books, that it's very difficult to consolidate and understand what to study and what to leave. In tonight's class, whatever I'm going to teach you, that is the quintessential which you have to know ovarian carcinoma. That's going to be asked your examination. And hopefully above and beyond this, at the postgraduate level, people are not going to ask you. And now my favorite, your favorite, everybody's favorite, making it even more simpler. First of all, guys, whenever you do the staging anywhere for any carcinoma, see, we are at least fortunate enough to have staging for only 4 carcinomas, mostly, right? We do not do breast carcinoma. So for us, cervical carcinoma, ovarian carcinoma, endometrial carcinoma, and vulval carcinoma. Mostly the staging is for that. I've tried to make it fun in such a way that I've tried to give you a different staging, different style of learning every time we do a staging. Sometimes it's just diagrams, sometimes it's some funda, sometimes it's just plain reasoning as to where exactly is going to go. Think about it and you'll get to understand that what will be the next stage. So I've tried to devise a different method of making you understand the staging every time. For me personally, what works the most is pictorial presentation. This time I've brought exactly that for you because I find that ovarian carcinoma is so much to learn. To revise, it should be easier for everybody right at the time of examination. So I've brought in a slide which will make this staging easier for you. Okay, so carcinoma, cervix staging, I still remember. It was like 1, 2, 3 staging, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and exactly involving 1 structure, 2 structures, and 3 structures. That's how it was. The most difficult is the staging of 1, 2, 3 only. Now 4 you already know. It's the distant metastasis, mostly local and distant. But here in ovary, everything is changed. Everything is changed. Bladder comes in stage 2. Okay. Liver also comes in stage 3, right? So it's not that simple. Things and rules change when you're talking about ovarian carcinoma. So just watch what I'm going to tell you now. Staging of ovarian carcinoma. So let's first just figure out what is stage 1. We'll go into the details later, right? So stage 1, I'm talking about tumor confined to ovary or fallopian tubes alone. Just ovaries are there. Okay, ovary could be 1. It could be 2, it could be right on the surface, but it is still on the ovary. One thing is just exceptional, that malignant cells might be there in ascites and peritoneal washing, but apart from this, tumor is nowhere there. Okay, so what you've done is that you thought that this was an ovarian carcinoma and you went ahead and did a proper staging laparotomy. You did a TAH, you did a BSO, you did a mentectomy, you did lymph node biopsies, and you did a biopsy of all the healthy, unhealthy areas. You did a biopsy of the undersurface of the diaphragm and all that you could do, right? And you sent it for histopathology. Finally, the histopathology comes that everything is negative, only ascitic fluid had malignant cells and ovary had malignant cells. So that is a very good feature, with a very good, very encouraging, diagnosis for us, because that means it's stage 1 carcinoma. Don't think it's an ascitic fluid with malignant cells, so it's some higher stage. It's still stage 1. So now you know that stage 1 is only and only related to the ovaries. Maybe it had the tumor has come on the surface, but it's still there only on the ovaries. Okay, so you know that ovarian carcinoma is a surgical staging. There's no clinical diagnosis, there's no history, there's no imaging tool or tools together which will exactly tell us which stage of ovarian carcinoma we're dealing with. It's only through a staging laparotomy, and the more tissues that you take, the more you'll be able to understand what are you dealing with. Retroperitoneal lymph nodes and stuff. So stage 1 was only to the ovaries. Now what about stage 2? Stage 2 says that is okay. One tumor involves one or both the ovaries, but with pelvic extension or peritoneal cancer. That means in the pelvis, the involvement is there. In the pelvis, I'm not coming to the abdomen. I'm not talking about extra peritoneal surface. I'm talking about the pelvis. Okay, the exact true pelvis that you talk about. So the cancer is right there. It has not yet come up over the pelvic area. That means maybe it's involving the bladder, Maybe it is involving the the rectum, but it is not involving anything above that. That means large intestine or small intestine or omentum or any other lymph nodes in the what do I say, abdominal area, not in the pelvis. Correct? It's not involving. So regional lymph nodes, okay, of the pelvis, if they are involved, again, it's what? I'm not talking about retroperitoneal lymph nodes. It's again the pelvic extension of the tumor. So that means stage 2 is when it's limited to the lower part, pelvis. What is stage 3? Stage 3 says the entire thing, but now outside the pelvis. I'll mark these things for you. Okay, let me take up a bright, no. Yes, outside the pelvis. This says within the pelvis, okay, within the pelvic extension, okay, and this says confined to ovaries. These are the, very important words that you have to, the buzzwords that you have to remember. Confined to ovaries, within the pelvis, okay, outside the pelvis, or to the retroperitoneal lymph node. That's also very important. Retroperitoneal lymph node involvement. This is all stage 3. Remember, stage 3. What is stage 3? Gone outside the pelvis and having retroperitoneal lymph nodes. And of course, the excluding distant metastasis, that's the word for stage 4 always. But here stage 4 is not different than what you have heard or have been dealing with until now. And with that comes my beautiful slide. As you can see over here, I've divided stages into colors. Different colors are there. So stage 1 is with green color. Stage 2 is with this blue, purple, whatever color you call it. Stage 3 is with this yellow color. And this is stage 4 with the black color. And as you can see, I've done something with the liver over here. There's some black spots in the liver as well. And there are some yellow spots. What do you mean by that? So, stage 4, let's finish up with stage 4. Stage 4 says A is pleural effusion. Just see this. Stage 4 is pleural effusion with positive cytology. Okay. And stage 4B is parenchymal mets to the extra abdominal. See, when I talk about extra abdominal metastasis or distant metastasis, I usually am referring to the parenchyma. But in case of ovary, very strong predilection to the peritoneal surfaces of everything is there. So I'm talking about ovarian capsule, splenic capsule, pleural, this is the pleura of the lung. So these things suddenly become very important as compared to parenchyma. They'll be first involved and then it will take a while to become involved. Secondarily, maybe they'll involve the parenchyma of the same organ, and that will change the stage of the disease. That is change the stage of the disease at your level. That's all you need to know, that it first involves just the surface of the organ, and then it goes to the next, and then it goes inside into the parenchyma, right? Now, let's start with dissecting each stage. So, this is stage 1A, tumor limited to one ovary. Again, this is again a buzzword. Let's say this, tumor limited to just one ovary. That's our buzzword, right? Tumor limited to both the ovaries. That's the stage 1B. And now, surface tumor, as you can see over here, I've made this. So, one tumor, A, stage 1A, both the ovaries involved, stage B, and a surgical spill or a tumor on the surface of the ovary, or over here, as you can see, ascites, malignant cells in the ascites, that is also stage 1, but it's stage 1C, as you can see. Surgical spill, stage 1C1, capsule ruptured before the surgery, stage 1C2, and malignant cells in the ascites, stage 1C3. Okay? Anywhere you feel I'm going fast, you can stop me, I'll repeat it again. You can ask me to repeat it again, which is the reason why I've asked you all to be active in the chat box, and I'm continuously checking my chat box. Okay? Now, and if my voice is breaking anytime, please let me know. Now, going on to stage 2. Are you okay with stage 1, guys? It's just remembers beautifully, you can see over here. See. This one ovary, 1A. Both the ovaries, 1B. B for both, B for B stage. And then C is spill. C is for spill. Right? Let's move on to stage 2. 2A, says extension or implants on uterus or fallopian tube or ovaries. That means now the tumor has started spreading. It was, see, one or both ovaries or fallopian tubes and all that was there in phase one also, stage 1 also. So we are not bothered. Now it has gone on to the uterus. So see the implants here, the implants here, the implants here, implants here, implants here. This is stage 2A. Stage 2A. Next. Stage 2B, extension to other pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. Extension to other pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. That means what? Bladder, the surface of bladder, the surface of rectum, maybe the POD deposits. They all are stage 2B. Stage 2B. God. Stage 2B, extension to pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. That means if it has gone to the side walls, if it is involving even the pelvic lymph nodes, they are all stage 2B. Okay, stage 2B, extension to pelvic intraperitoneal tissues. That means it's involving maybe the surface of bladder, maybe the peritoneum between the bladder and uterus, or the pouch of Douglas, or the rectal mucosa, rectal serosa. These things are involved. So the peritoneal tissues now are getting involved. Correct? Now the most important and the most irritating of all, stage 3. Stage 3. So basically stage 3A1, in which RPLN are only involved. RPLN, retroperitoneal lymph nodes only. That's stage 3A1. Stage 3A1, that means positive retroperitoneal lymph nodes only. And stage 3A2 means microscopic extrapelvic peritoneal involvement with or without retroperitoneal lymph nodes. Retroperitoneal lymph nodes is a separate entity. Every time you'll be talking in every stage to come in 3, with or without. See, that's why I've marked. So you should remember that every time after 3A1, retroperitoneal lymph nodes are involved. Whether or they are not involved, it doesn't matter. But we have stage 3A1, which is dedicated to retroperitoneal lymph nodes. That means if it is retroperitoneal lymph node involvement, if at all it is retroperitoneal lymph node involvement, we're talking about stage 3A1. Definitely. After that, it's not so important. So many times, many people, they do not even do retroperitoneal lymph node dissection or lymphadenectomy. That I'll brief you later. Now, microscopic, stage 3A2 is microscopic, stage 3B is macroscopic, stage 3C is also macroscopic. So what is the difference between these two? Up to 2 centimeters, more than 2 centimeters. Something like your cervix, right? It is not microscopic, it's macroscopic, but how big, right? So 4 centimeters, more than 4 centimeters. I remember I told you the funda that 4 centimeters is very, very common or popular thing in this, a popular figure in this, 4 centimeters, remember always. Anyways, so 3A1 is only retroperitoneal lymph nodes, 3A2 is microscopic deposits in the peritoneum, and 3B, 3C, they are all macroscopic deposits. One is less than 2 centimeters, one is equal or more than 2 centimeters, right? And these are all involving. Now, one thing over here I'd like you to read and know. Stage 3C, it tells you, includes the extension of tumor to the capsule of liver and spleen without parenchymal involvement of either organ. And here comes my beautiful figure. So do you see stage 3A1 is this retroperitoneal lymph nodes? Okay. With or without retroperitoneal lymph nodes, these nodes are there. All right. These are peritoneal deposits. They could be microscopic, macroscopic, less than 2, more than 2 centimeters. But here I've drawn liver and spleen. So anything on the surface of liver and spleen, on the surface, it has not gone inside, is stage 3C. Is stage 3C. Here. Capsule of liver and spleen. Okay, capsule of liver and spleen. Correct? But if the parenchyma is involved, it becomes stage 4. Like I told you, stage A is pleural effusion, stage 4A is pleural effusion, and stage 4B is parenchymal involvement. Parenchymal involvement of extra abdominal organs. Extra abdominal organs, I'm talking about all. Lungs, liver, brain,